Recording in progress.
Jump inside the sub
and buckle on in.
Open your mind,
because it's time to dive into
2, 1.
the deep end.
The deep end.
Welcome to the deep end.
The deep end.
The deep end, bro.
Yeah, brah, deep end.
Deep, man.
Too deep, brah.
Hello, guys. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Stephanie.
Welcome back to episode 15. This week, we both followed our passion and decided to do some channel sessions instead of doing our podcast recording. And also a little shout out to Stephanie. She was finally able to regress to her own lives this time. Yay! We had some interesting stories come out and answers to questions that we had. We originally weren't going to have episodes this week or next. Scheduling conflicts. Stephanie's got a lot of stuff going on for the next couple weeks, but I found myself editing this session together for the episode. So perhaps that means there is a message in here for you. Now, this session you're about to hear is from a life I regressed to where I had schizophrenia. I'm currently exploring my Chiron wound, and I was told by my higher self that it is a deep rabbit hole, so I took the dive in. Chiron is an asteroid. It represents the wounded healer. In your chart, it shows where your deepest wound is and what you came here to heal. It also shows what you're able to naturally heal in others, which is really cool. Mine sits in the 12th house of institutions, the subconscious, and the unknown, and among other things, but I'm highlighting those because it pertains to this story. It was so fascinating to go into that and understand that from that perspective and what it's like to deal with that. I honestly wasn't even going to let this session see the light of day, but it's just so fascinating. So this episode is dedicated to my fellow psychology nerds. Now, the questions we had run along with a theory that Stephanie came up with about Maldek, Atlantis, and America, based off of some information that she's collected on the topic. And what came out was amazing, to say the least. So I hope you enjoy, and we will return with a brand new episode August 28th.
I want you to tell me the first things you see. What do you see or feel in this new space?
I don't know because I don't know because when you were talking about stuff, I felt like there were people dancing, but it was like I was watching this old-timey cartoon, but the people were like animals, but they were dressed all fancy. But I don't know what to do with that. Because I feel there's a baby around.
Well, let's focus on you. Can you see, if you look at yourself, can you see what you look like in this setting?
I see myself in a crib, and I'm in a room with a bunch of other cribs, and I just kind of like holding the bars and just kind of like moving back and forth with it, but
So are you able to sit up or stand up in this setting?
I can sit up.
And what are you wearing?
I feel like that's just like a white gown.
Does it feel like a hospital setting or like an orphanage?
I feel like I'm in a house with a bunch of, yeah, it's like an orphanage kind of thing.
And how does it feel to be in this room with all these other kids?
I just don't like it. Like, I feel really scared. Like, I just don't know, I just don't know anybody, and I just want something warm and loving, and it's just really, I don't like it. Like, it's really sad. Like, I feel very sad. Like,
And does anything stand out about the room that you are in or what it looks like?
I just feel like there's a woman that's accepting payment for these kids. Like, it's like people come in and they're just allowed to choose a child. And as long as she gets paid, she doesn't care who takes who and what. You just, pick whatever child you want.
So is it like an adoption type place or an orphanage that people could come and adopt kids from?
Yeah, I just feel like it's an orphanage. Like, there's just a lot of cribs around. I feel like they just sell people under the table.
Let's move forward until you're a little bit older. Let's move forward until you were an older child, do you end up staying in this orphanage or do you get adopted?
I see myself at the top of a staircase, just kind of looking. I don't feel like, no, I don't feel like I've been adopted yet. Like
You're still in this home or this facility?
yeah, like I feel like any day my parents are gonna come find me, like wherever they are. Like I feel like I've built up a fantasy in my head that like they
You're going to be
misplaced
rescued.
me. Yeah, like they misplaced me. They're coming for me. They're gonna come find me. I feel like they're gonna realize I'm gone and they're gonna come find me. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's just funny. Like, oh yeah, I had a kid, they're gone. But that's what I thought. Sorry,
Right.
I shouldn't be laughing. It's just gonna make me laugh. Delulu. But yeah.
So let's move forward till you're an older child, maybe like a teenager. Are you still in this home as a teenager?
I see the words no, I see a house, and I see someone cutting the lawn with like those old-timey with the blades that spin and you just manually push it. Like I see someone, yeah, like it's just like it's actually like a really good, I feel like it's like this Norman Rockwell painting of a life, like I feel like I'm being brought back to that scene. I feel like there's a couple there and they're talking to the lady and
Oh,
they
the scene
want,
when you're at the top of the stairs?
yeah, and
Okay.
I feel like I'm overhearing something like somebody wants to take me and somebody doesn't, but I feel like I was adopted yeah, like I was adopted around that time in that scene as a child.
Okay.
Like I do feel like I've been at their house for a while.
Mm.
I feel
And
like
so now that you're an older child, can you tell, are you a boy or a girl?
I feel like I'm a girl.
And what about these people? Do you want to be adopted by them? How do you feel about this?
Yes, I feel like I just want to get the hell out of there. I don't like the feeling of that place. It's just really cold and like the kids are mean. I mean, like some of them are nice. It's just, I just
Hmm.
don't like it. It's the system, and because I hear stories about how you could have your own room, you could have your own bed, and like
Hmm.
you don't have to share your stuff. Like I just keep hearing stories about all that, and it just sounds like so like this fantasy, and it just sounds so wonderful, but it just like that's just what I want, I just want to get out of there. I don't know what else after that, yeah, I
All
don't
right.
know. I don't know if what I'm seeing is a metaphor, if it really is this time period. I really don't know. Like I just keep seeing I'm just assuming it's just like a normal life, maybe. I don't know.
Let's move to your job or occupation that you have in this incarnation.
Well, I don't know why, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing myself screaming and yelling,
Okay.
and I see there's police around. Like,
Okay.
I have like, I'm like in public and stuff will happen, and I just start yelling. Like, I have a hard time.
With like emotional regulation.
Yeah. And I feel like my parents, like, they're called to the police station sometimes, or, like, to help with that, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just see me yelling and screaming and like being held, and then I'm at a police station. So I
And
don't
how
know if
old are you
time
in
went
this
by.
setting?
I feel like I'm a teenager, a young or an older kid, young teenager maybe. But I just feel like there was something that happened on the street, and the police, and then I see police, and then I'm at the station. So I don't know if I lost time or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
But I don't know how to read that as my occupation.
Right.
But
I think maybe they're telling you that
I didn't
you
have a
have,
chance to have an occupation, probably.
or maybe you have like some mental issues that you struggle with, like regulating your behavior, and you can't really get an occupation.
Yeah, because I'm being brought back to the stairwell and I'm listening. It's the lady at the orphanage is telling the parents that there's some things they've noticed about me that they should be made aware of. I see the mom or the woman prominent, like I feel like there's just something that tugs at her heartstrings and she's like, I don't care. Just, you know, it's the father that's kind of having a hard time, doesn't quite know if he wants to sign on for that. Like
Okay.
he's kind of if we're going to adopt a child, the child needs to be perfect. Like he doesn't want any blemishes.
Mm,
But the woman, she just wants desperately to be a mother and she doesn't care. I feel like has a lot of loss in her heart and she just wants to give a child a good home. And I feel like she did. Like there was a good home around me. I think that's what I opened up to that, or like that scene is just they tried very hard to give me a normal life. I felt
mm.
like I feel like okay, sorry, I'm just seeing this scene because I'm trying to see what led up to having that crazy scene and the cops and all that. I feel like people are trying to hurt me. Like there was a little boy in the neighborhood and he was he was being friendly to me, but I misread his energy. I just felt like he was like, I can't explain what I'm seeing. It's like he was actually waving at me, but I felt like he was like, trying to do something to me. Like his hand motions changed and his facial expressions changed. So, I can't, that's all I'm seeing. But that's
So like
what
he was trying to do something, or
No,
you
in my brain, that's what I saw
mm,
is that I thought he was doing that, but he was really just trying to wave at me. He was a little boy and
mm.
I see myself just like yelling at him and
Like
it
you
just,
perceive it differently.
yeah, like I completely, yeah. And it just creates a commotion and then I can see myself like screaming and like with my hands by my head, kind of rocking, it like escalates kind of thing. And that's when people are like, okay, we gotta call someone. Like, I don't know, because a lot of it's jumping around. I don't know. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's just an
Okay.
escalation of emotion.
Let's move to the home that you live in with this family and describe to me what the home looks like.
It's a really cute, like craftsman style home, but I'm being rewound in time. So, okay, it's just a one-story home. I just see a roof, a door, a window. Like it's just a simple home. I don't know why I can't see more into it yeah.
Okay. Can we go inside and see if there's electricity and water?
There's no electricity, but I see someone drinking tap water. I don't know. I don't know what to make of all that.
Okay. And let's move forward to the first important day that we're going to see.
I see myself like at a table talking to people, and I feel like the mom is just kind of like her energy. She's like, just tell these guys you're okay. Just say you're okay. And like trying to coach me, and she doesn't want, because the husband wants me to get help and like send me off somewhere. And I feel like she can't deal with another loss. She can't, like, she just wants me to be okay so that I could stay. And I don't really understand why I'm always talking to people. Okay, so I'm trying to go into this relationship like how I felt about her.
Do you recognize the energy from anyone that you know?
I don't know yet. I'm trying to see if I could even bond with her because I feel like I enjoy her around, but I don't enjoy being touched by anybody. Like I don't like I want to give her a hug and I want to be loved by her and by my father and stuff, but I just because I that orphanage, I just feel like a lot of that's
Like you
blocked.
didn't have touch whenever you were a baby, and so it's not something that you can handle.
Yeah, because I feel like the kids, it was really hard. Like there was a lot that I blocked out. It was just like survival at their base, like learning how to survive in an environment that you were just born into. Like
Mm,
it's like you don't have anything. You don't have a mom or a dad or anybody looking out for you. And so it's like, it's just you and you have to figure it out and you can't trust anybody. And like, I feel like I had a couple friends and stuff, but I feel like there was the dynamics of growing up in that orphanage just really kind of fucked with my ability to like regulate my emotions. And so I had a hard time with it. Like I enjoyed them and I loved them, but it was just it being in an environment where I wasn't being attacked, I just still felt like that. I just still felt like everybody was attacking me.
So let's move to another important day.
Well, I see myself in a room looking out a window. It's like cold. I'm wearing a gown and like I see myself like talking to like I'll sit at a table and someone will talk to me and then get up and then somebody else will come and talk to me and then get up and then someone and I'm just kind of staring the whole time. Like I feel like I am medicated regularly.
Are you like in like a mental asylum in this place, or are you at home?
I feel like I'm in a facility. I feel like it's just, yeah, more of the same. Like, I see the mom comes and sees me. And she says she wants to bring me home. And I just kind of look out the window like it's, just whatever. Like, I don't feel anything. I just,
Mhm.
I can't, I just don't feel anything. And because I see myself sitting in a chair at the house, so I don't know where I am. Like I don't know. There's more of that delulu. Like I don't know, or maybe I did get out of there. I don't know, but I just feel like I'm so medicated. I really don't know where I am. I just feel really just like kind of feel like a lot of nothingness.
Mhm.
Like there's no purpose. I don't know who I am. I don't know
Mhm.
where I am. I don't, yeah, it's funny in that light.
Interesting.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
I just am completely disassociated. Like I feel like, yeah, like
Okay.
I feel, okay, it's because I'm feeling like it's just that institution. Like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm at home and then it bleeds away into just being there, or like I want, yeah, like it kind of bleeds into my early life. Like it's just this one giant institution. Like what the fuck is this existence? Like it's just really,
Mhm.
it's really like everything's spinning.
So do you end up getting to go home, or once you get into this institution, do you stay there?
I see, yes, I go home. No, I don't stay there. Yeah, the mom's really excited to have me home. She like sets me up. I feel like she makes me food and brings it to me, like makes sure I'm comfortable. She brings me books. I feel she feels really guilty for it all. Like she's just like, I'm really sorry, about sending, like she just feels really sorry, I feel like, for sending me
Mhm.
there, but she kind of had her hands were tied. I hear the words like what we would I don't know what they called it back then, but I had what the doctors were describing like um a manic psychosis kind of thing. And I have a they told them, sorry, I'm just trying to listen to what they said. She has a difficult grasp on reality. They were telling him to just give me, there were certain medications they told them to give me that just kind of kept me like, because otherwise I was just all over the place. Because I feel like I see my mom, she's kind of like going easy on my medications. Like my dad really just, like, he doesn't want any kind of episode whatsoever. But she goes a little easy, and sometimes, like, I see myself, sometimes I just get angry. And any time I throw any kind of displeasure, it's like, I don't know.
Immediately back to the drugs.
Yeah. It's like a lot of shit. It was stifled. Like everything. Anytime I tried to express anything, it was just stifled.
Right. Yeah.
And my mom she didn't like it. It was the dad's, and he wasn't even, yeah, it wasn't like he was a bad guy. He just didn't know how to manage that.
Right.
And he just didn't like it. He couldn't wait until I wasn't his problem anymore.
So let's move to another important day to see if we can get more understanding of this.
I see myself sitting with someone and I'm laughing, but there's nobody there. Yeah, I just imagine falling in love with somebody. It's like I wanted love, but either it didn't happen because people said I was crazy, or eventually, like, my personality kind of ruined it. It was, I feel like there was just a lot of things. I felt like it was just everybody working against me. Like, I just wanted love and I just couldn't fucking find it anywhere. Like, and that's the thing is I couldn't, like, that woman, she did love me like a daughter and she wanted to help me really badly. And I did love her too, but I just longed for love, and the way that I needed it, and I just couldn't find it. And
Like romantic love?
all of it, romantic
Mhm.
love, friendship, family.
Mhm.
I can see myself just sitting on a porch, just kind of watching everybody else have their stuff. It's hard because I feel like everybody thinks that I'm crazy.
Do you feel crazy?
I see the word sometimes
Mhm.
because sometimes I lose track of time. I don't know how much time's passed. Sometimes I don't know where I am. Sometimes I feel like there's times I see myself in a public setting in a restaurant, but I picture like I'm in the cafeteria. And so I'm like, oh my God, is all of that fake? Am I really still there? And it causes me to have a little mini like panic attack. And
Mhm.
I was with my mom and grandmother and yeah, we were out at a restaurant and I kind of caused a scene because I thought I was back in the institution and I thought everything I had experienced was fake and like I was really there the whole time. And it took a minute to get me to relax. I see myself in a park with her and we're, that's funny. We're looking at flowers. I do that to Squish when she's like out of sorts. I take her out back and show her the flowers. That's funny. But I see myself outside. We're in the bush, like at the, just looking at the flowers and just like, collecting myself kind of thing.
Mhm.
And like I'm crying and saying, I'm really sorry, causing a scene like that. Like my brain just plays tricks on me and it's like really frustrating because I feel like I do want to have a normal life, but I lose my sense of reality out of nowhere. Sorry, it's like
Okay.
I'm having little mini epiphanies while going through this because it's like hard sometimes to be in the scenes, but it makes sense because it's just I it's like I'm living in one reality and then I slip into a different one and then I go into a different one and then I'm back in the original one, the one that matters, and there's this mess, that I've
Mhm.
created and it's like I'm like fuck and nobody it's like how do you explain that to people, and everybody just thinks I'm crazy and I'm a problem and I'm this like tornado and I'm really just I feel like there might even be mild schizophrenia going on
That's what I was wondering if there was some sort of um yeah, like mental thing going on.
because I feel like um, there were just things about me that were fragmented as a baby in that orphanage and some of it is just my sense of reality even because yeah, I don't know, I can't relate that but yeah, I'm just seeing a correlation like it just was embedded in me like there's things that happen when you are nurtured by people and that didn't happen
Right.
and so it caused me to
You
seek
can
that.
disassociate easily and like have different realities and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I feel like I slip into different realities. That's really what it is. And it's like yeah, it's like God damn it, that was all fake. Oh my God, this is not, it's like the walls are closing in. I'm still here. I'm still here. And then you realize, and then it's like no, you're not. Everything is okay. And it's like okay, but is this real? Can I trust this? Is this real? Like how do I know this is real?
Right.
And so everywhere I'm at, yeah, I want to say, I don't know if, because I'm seeing somebody talking to me saying, okay, so in order to hold on to this reality, we're going to have a secret handshake or a secret, clap or something that you do to remind yourself that this is the real one. And
Mm-hmm.
I can't, I don't know if it's a therapist or if it's my mom or my grandmother. I don't know, but it's like we do that and I'm like, okay, I'm in the right one. You know what I mean? Like this is
Mm-hmm.
real kind of thing. That I'm being told that yeah, there was like a secret thing that we did.
So was it a clap or what was it?
It was like a snap of my fingers and like hitting my leg but like it's like involves touching my body, like reacting to my own touch. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like snapping my fingers, patting my chest and clapping my hands on my thighs kind of thing. It was like
Mm-hmm.
just doing stuff to like get my sensory. Yeah, it wasn't,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm being told it wasn't like a set thing. It was just involved snapping and, it's just like some stuff to just be like, okay, I feel that. Yes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because when I was in that institution, I just was this shell and I didn't feel anything. And so, yeah, maybe that's why, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I feel like it was.
Okay. Let's move to a different important day.
Well, I see, well, I do see a wedding day and I see someone, I feel like like I see her kissing someone, like she meets someone. I don't know how to expand on that. I just got that, I just see it, kissing behind closed doors and then running off and then like it's like a secret. I can't expand on it, so that I don't know if that's real or not. I don't know.
Mm. Oh, it might be a fantasy.
Perhaps, I don't know, because I feel like there's someone who loves her and understands her brain. But
Hmm.
then again, that's just, I don't know if that's just something that she longs for, is somebody that just will love her and understand her crazy brain.
So is there a wedding?
I keep seeing yes, there was. I just feel like he doesn't care about all that. Like he doesn't care that she has these issues. He has a checkered past himself. Like he had a hard life himself. And so he kind of likes that she's got grit to her. I feel like there's just a lot of love and passion between the two of them. Like there's a lot of trust. It's like, I don't know. I feel like sh like she just trusts him. Like because he's not turned off by her. So maybe that's why. But I just feel like yeah, I feel like he does love her. And I asked if there were children and I saw no, like she shakes her head no. She doesn't want children because of her problems. She doesn't think she could like, and he kind of agrees with it too. They both just I don't feel like they have children either. Like because I asked did they have children, but yeah, I just see no, it's just not a good idea. Like
Let's visit one last important day to find out anything else relevant or important before we finish up with this incarnation.
I don't know. I feel like for an important day, like I just feel like I'm in my life with my husband because like I do have someone who takes care of me, but I still have my episodes I see and I still like it. There's times it causes strain, but he still is there for me and with me and and I do love him. Like I tell him a lot when I'm lucid, like, sometimes we'll make plans of, if we had a perfect life, and if how many kids we'd have. And I see that because it's like this beautiful oasis and it keeps getting smaller and smaller and the black just kind of overtakes it. Like I feel like my psychosis kind of gets really bad the older I get.
Does it affect your relationship with him?
I see the word no.
Mm.
He just knows how to manage me. Sometimes everything's okay. I just stare off and just, it's like sometimes I feel like I'm still in that institution, so I'm just staring off. Other times, like I don't feel like I'm aggressive in my old age. It's just more of he just it's an adventure to him, like who he gets to talk to that day.
Mm.
That's how he looks at it. That's kind of funny. It's like, whatever, I guess, we're gonna talk to you today, but yeah, it's just like a different version of me that he gets to talk to every day. That's how he sees it. That's really funny.
Mm.
But yeah, I just see that I get more deep into it and I just kind of I get lost in my brain.
So let's see how your final day in this incarnation.
I asked if I had to go back into an institution and I saw the word no. I don't, but I feel like I just get lost in my brain until it's almost like I feel like my spirit team has to pull me out of wherever I am. Like I get lost in this, I don't know, I just feel like I don't know when I crossed out of my body or if
Mm.
I was pulled
Hmm.
out of my body because I just get so deeply lost in just whatever my
Oh, so you don't even really realize it until your body dies and you're pulled out or you come out of it.
yeah, like I feel my spirit team just pulling me out and I feel noticeably different. And so I'm like, that's when I kind of realize that I'm not in my body anymore. And I feel like a relief. Like I'm just like, oh, I gave whoever's around me a hug and yeah, we kind of just go off into spirit world. But yeah, I just felt like huge relief. Like, oh my gosh, like that's, yeah, like it was a lot.
So glad that's over,
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's go sit down with the Council of Elders and try to understand why you had those struggles in that incarnation. What was the purpose of that? What were you trying to learn?
I see a correlation with the Scottish life.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that carried over, and also just learning about reality. I feel like altered states of reality, because in that life it was by choice, but in this other life it wasn't. And so I feel like it was all for fresh perspectives, learning about the various corners of my brain.
So what exactly was the mental issue in this incarnation that you were dealing with? Do they know what it would be called in our current time?
I see the word schizophrenia and I see paranoia.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It was a quest to learn about, mental illness and reality. I wanted to learn how to shift reality, but I didn't have control over it, of my power to do it. I wanted to learn, sorry, I'm just saying it as I'm hearing it. I wanted to learn how to shift reality, like on a TV. Okay, dude, is that why I saw that? Okay, because I kept seeing like different cartoons on the TV screen, but that's not in that time period, but it was hanging me up. But I wanted to learn how to shift realities like on a television screen kind of thing. Like the way, like an old-timey TV, when you switch the TV screen, I'm just seeing that. Like I wanted to learn how to shift realities, but the power of it, I wasn't prepared for. And so it manifested as mental illness. But so that was like the blueprints of that life, right? And so the life played out as it did. So I was given the ability to do so, but it was a great power and it just made me crazy instead. Like, that's very fucking interesting. It almost makes me wonder, people who are schizophrenic, if that's what they're trying to learn. And it's a very powerful energy. And a lot of times when their souls are trying to learn very powerful things, but it's manifesting as mental illness. And a lot of times people will quell that with drugs, their power, and it just to make it manageable, like make humaning manageable. That's interesting perspective. I never fucking thought of it that way.
The book I was reading earlier was also saying that highly intuitive and people with powers oftentimes are the ones that end up becoming drug addicts as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So that makes sense, yeah.
But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to learn. It was just, yeah. And in an environment where you're not being taught how to wield that power, that's what can happen.
And is there anything else that they want to say to you or tell you that will help you moving forward today about this life?
You're not crazy. You're just manifesting. You're just aligning. Like it's crazy coming into this human experience to learn these grand things. You can be labeled crazy. In fact, many people have. I'm just being told how badass it is to come here and try to do things here because there's so many limits and blocks. And to be able to learn these things in spite of everything that hinders us as, spiritual beings, humaning it, in the experience of human. Like there's so many things against us, and it's just like, this was a life of great power. I'm being shown that it was a life of great power, but I was surrounded by people who kind of helped me channel it. Like I get a vibe like my mom and grandma were kind of in those roles as well in that life, like my actual mom and grandma, because I sense their energy. Because I want to say what caused me to lose my grip on reality wasn't so much, I feel like it was just it was just a lot of power, but it was mistook as me just being crazy, but it was really just a lot of energy coursing through me.
So do our higher selves have names?
Nothing's coming.
Does your higher self have a name? If you ask your higher self what its name is, does it tell you anything?
She just keeps saying that I call her Stephanie. So I don't know.
Okay.
She just tells me to call her Stephanie.
Oh, like she is you, so just call her you.
Yeah.
Okay. How about mine? If you ask mine.
She's like, we're all Stephanie around here, baby.
Okay.
That's funny. No,
So
they're like whoever you need them to be. So in this life, that's who they are to us. So I'm
call
assuming your
us.
name changes with whoever you are in that life. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Have we been jumping timelines recently? And would that explain why we have both been having things disappear, like notes in our phones and stuff?
I see them laughing and looking at each other like, oh yeah. Yeah, in fact, that one, she's like, sorry, but I wanted to show you something cool. And that they wanted to show us because we are reading about all this stuff. They wanted to show us, but with something minuscule that wasn't gonna like, really disrupt anything. So they just that was a thing for both of us. Yeah.
And it was good that we noticed it.
Yeah, they were excited we noticed it because yeah,
How
it's
often do we
still
jump timelines?
I feel like we do it a lot. They're not like, because I don't feel like it's very different of a timeline that what we're on, that we're trying.
Right.
But I feel like when we do start doing that, it's gonna start doing that. Is that what they were trying to say? Either I feel like it's gonna start being more, stuff's gonna be more noticeable.
So are we on track for being on the new Earth timeline? Both of us?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I see we're on a main timeline that's ascending, but we kind of are bouncing around it, like collecting people and collecting, but we're also on our growth journey as well. So it's just the natural ebb and flow of ascension.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we're collecting people to add to it, it's like what we do. It's like we're kind of helping in
Wake
our,
people up for it.
yeah, or just not like, yeah, just kind of helping them understand or maybe like find what they're searching for,
Right.
like sometimes we'll because like our vibration is rising, but sometimes
Mhm.
we'll change it to find so other people can see us and hear us, because sometimes when we're too high we can't be seen or heard.
Right.
And so yeah.
Do we get through to people with like social media posts? Is that one of the ways that's helping, or is it more like impersonal?
I mean, it's a little tiny, but not really. No, I feel because when I said that, I immediately saw the work you do can reach more people if you have it more accessible. And that's a huge step, is making it more accessible.
So is that the solution, is to not charge for it? Am I on the right track with that?
Yeah, I do. I feel like that's your way to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's a good way for you to do that.
If I do that, will I be taken care of financially in other ways so that I can still support myself?
Yeah, because I see into that Saturn square aspect you have, I can see that that's a way for you to heal that. I feel like it's because when you help others karmically like that, because I used to read people for free, and because I tried to find someone to do this work for me, but they charge so much, and I could have done it, but could I have gone as deep, And I feel like finding you and doing all of this and helping you and us being able to do all this free work together is it's a blessing, because we're doing it on our own for other people. It's like it's like a good karma for the both of us, going deep, and the stuff we're doing, because it's the intention behind what we're doing separately is just to help others understand themselves. And so when you do that, you'll be blessed in ways that you need,
Right.
So yeah, monetarily speaking, of course, yeah, because you're doing the work of, healing work, like deep, intense healing work, and that is definitely rewarded astrally, obviously. Like they're not gonna let you live on the streets.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
you will be taken care of, yeah.
Can you help us understand the karmic ties of Maldek, Atlantis, America?
Okay, so with Maldek, I see stuff being built and then it's just getting too fast on the planet. And it got like comes over the planet. It's like growth too quickly. I feel like the growth in the wrong direction too quickly. It's like choose your own adventure. And when you're trying to get a society to evolve, they have to evolve everywhere. They're only evolving in one factor. When you're not building yourself up with all of it, then comes all the negative emotions, greed, power, like lust for power.
So Maldek was built up too quickly technologically and didn't have this spirituality to match it.
Yeah. Like I feel like they had spiritual stuff. I feel like it wasn't completely devoid of it, but I feel like there was just way too much emphasis on how to use energy for war and power rather than for healing and uplifting. It was more about power. And I feel like it was a complete, the destruction of the planet. I don't feel like that was even, it's like that's just the shit that happens, and it was tragic, but I just feel like it kind of blew up a little early in the game. I don't feel like it kind of sucked, in the cosmos. Like a lot of people were surprised by that. I mean, a lot of civilizations do get destroyed that way, but I just feel like that was a mistake, like it shouldn't have happened.
And then the same process or the same mistake was repeated, in Atlantis?
I feel like with Atlantis, there's a lot of emphasis on tangible technology, what you can see and touch. I don't feel like spirituality was that wasn't the emphasis. They wanted to use technology to go, like they wanted to travel the universe and like use it for space exploration. And so they kind of lost they also didn't have their spiritual aspects with it. They were lacking because I feel like it was there, but not on the level it needed to be because it's all about a balance of these things and these feelings within you, the duality,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you have too much power, it's destructive.
And so
that
how
way.
does the current day America line up with that karmic? What is it that we're supposed to be as Americans doing to deal with this karmic cycle? Or is that even a thing?
I feel like the people who are here are trying to there's some people who want to experience it from another angle, and there's also people who want to experience because it's like we're all kind of stuck in this loop together. So it's about because I feel like there's people who want to experience it from different angles, but I also feel like there's people who are trying because the whole point is to evolve in I'm sorry, I'm seeing really grand visions. It's really cool. And I'm trying to just put words to it. What I see is there's just like there's all these loops of energy. There's loops going from Maldek and then loops going in and out of Atlantis and ones that are going up and around America. And it's just all this stuff. And there's other ties. But I feel like the karmic loops, because there's the same forces that are trying to destroy everything. But I don't even feel like they're trying to destroy. I feel like they're trying to because I'm seeing Atlantis like where they weren't because Maldek they were trying to straight up destroy it and they did. But Atlantis, I feel like they were, I don't know, like they kind of thought that the next point and they were trying to rush steps. So they were trying to be creator and doing it wrong because that's not what creation is. Like you have to go through creation naturally and you have to go through ascension naturally. And they were rushing steps and trying to be creator and they weren't doing it right because they don't understand it on that level. Like creator knows why you can't mix breeds and do that. Like creator already knows why you can't do that. And why you don't do that. It was like a lust for power and rushing steps and trying to be because they thought, okay, well, we're this advanced, and they thought that they were, better and stronger, faster than everything, even creator. With this, I feel like because I kind of had a mini epiphany about this, and I'm being told go with this. This is true. Now it's like there is a purpose to not or there's a plan to not let it go into a destruction again, because then it's like they're tired of starting over again. It's like it gets to this point, and so it's like, let's do something different this time around. Maybe we'll get a different result, you think, and so that's why there's a wave of all these souls coming to change the energy and to change the vibration, because they're lacking that. It's okay to have this technology, but you still need the spirituality and you need the vibration to match. And so that's why instead of playing along with these games, you need to unplug and just spiritually ascend. That's how you find and how you fight it and how you clear your karma and how you, because otherwise you'll keep incarnating in these loops. And because like I've awoken from that out of, because you were in the liberal mindset and I was in the conservative mindset. We were both still playing along in the game. And now that we've broken out of it, not only do we have these things happening for us, but you and I can get along.
Yeah.
But like now that, because that's the point of it all, none of that matters. Like you and I have broken away from that and we're now going for what the purpose is. And so we're trying to bring that spirituality. All these waves of souls are trying to bring the spirituality to match the technology. Because once you do, you'll realize that you can't be doing that with technology. You shouldn't be doing this with technology. You should be doing this with the technology. You should be taking this and this direction with the technology. And then it makes it so that you don't destroy yourselves again. And so
It's the understanding of the oneness and how your choices affect the universe as a whole makes you use the technology differently and less carelessly.
Well, yeah, because if you don't have the spirituality to match that, or the vibrational whatever to match all that power and that ego, then it can be destructive. But if your other side, it matches that power and ego, it's all just part of it. It's all just, you're just vibrating a lot higher. It's a higher density. But when you take away an aspect, like if you take away the power and the ego and you have just the spiritual, that also is a detriment. And so you have to have it together, vibrating together. And so that's really how you fight this war. It's not by shit posting memes about Trump or Biden or Kamala or the election. It's not about that. It's about just raising your vibration and living your life outside of that, because eventually everybody will join you.
That's kind of what I've been coming to the conclusion of too. And that's what the approach I've taken this time around.
Because that's truly what people are waking up to. Because first you really do awaken to like the corruption around you and you try to fight for your side thinking that it's right. That's part of what hooks you into that shit. Both sides are wrong. Both sides are corrupt. Like that's what people need to awaken to, is that it's all bullshit, that the power really is in ourselves. And so the people who truly do stay out of it and get that, like the numbers are growing. Like I'm noticing more and more people who are realizing that, but it does come in stages and they just have to go through it themselves. You can't bring them out of it. There's nothing that you're going to say that will get through them because you're vibrating at a different rate. They can't hear you. And so that the energy, literally, you just gotta, like that's like, damn.
So is that one of the reasons why we have down days or we get depressed or we just feel like shit on some days, is so that we can dip down to a lower vibration to collect more people and get through to more people?
Yeah, I feel like it is. I feel like there's some days where we just go into the matrix. And I feel like too, a lot of that is just to show people that you can do both. It's okay. Like you don't have to live this devout life. I feel like a lot of people are deterred from spirituality because they see those toxic spiritual people who are like, no bad days, talk like positivity every day, all the time. Like if you just show that you're real and that you have a bad day, like, you know what? Yeah, I didn't do my practice. I just watched Vanderpump Rules for 2 weeks straight. And here, you know what I mean? Like it just shows that it's relatable, because that really is existence. It's okay to do that. It's okay to ebb and flow with it. And that will show people that that the things that they're already doing is a spiritual practice. They just don't realize it yet. Like it's normal. Like once you realize that the things in your day-to-day life are sacred, that's how it's vibrationally, you can also vibrationally, the choices you make can be, just being kind to someone, that's a sacred act, And so when people see that it's normal to have a good day and a bad day, it still doesn't mean you're not spiritual. That helps them to have a different view of what spirituality really is, or just the spiritual side of life really is, because they think it's this cult. Like a lot of people think it's a cult when they truly need it and they would love it, but they think it's just this religious culty kind of vibe. And so having those off days, I feel like, are good because it shows people what true spirituality really is. It's just duality. It's just the good and the bad, and you can choose whatever you want as long as you don't feed the fucking energy dragon.
Yeah.
So
how are you involved in the karmic ties of Maldek, Atlantis, America? How do you relate to that whole situation, or where do you fit in with that?
I energetically was tied to it with that war because I tied myself to it because I just got pulled into it with my mom, that started everything for me. And so that instantly is when I started, having an axe to grind with all things reptilian, And so I incarnated in lives where I got to fight them in one way or another. So that's where, on that level where it starts. With Atlantis, I feel like I went there. I don't really see myself going there to raise the spiritual vibration because I don't feel like the souls knew that was the problem. I feel like, I feel like this time around is because that's the focus. That's where we went wrong, is because there was no spirituality. So this time around, okay, that's why. Okay, because in Atlantis, we weren't there to like raise any spiritual vibration, but I feel like I went there to like try to, I don't know why, but I do whatever it was. I feel like I got caught up in all of the hive mind stuff, like of the only like science, no like logic only, no. I don't feel spiritually in tune with stuff. I feel like I was interested in the technology. The crystal stuff fascinated me, like it all, because I feel like I researched a lot about the crystal energy because that's what was going on Maldek, and I carried that over. I wanted to know deeper about that, and I feel like I did. I studied that a lot in Atlantis.
And then what is your purpose in this karmic battle this time around?
To break free. I wanted to break free of it because I feel like because I feel like there's classes, like a lot of time, like in the astral, I feel like a lot of us are in these classes learning about human nature. And I feel like I was there when we learned that the thing that was lacking was you need to evolve in all aspects, not just technology. Because it's human nature to just think that it's, and also I feel like there was a manipulation happening to intentionally not let us evolve spiritually. And so me hating that force, the reptilian force, I came back this time to fight back by spiritually evolving to the highest that I can and that I ever have. Like just out of spite. Like I feel it in my soul, just out of fucking spite. Like fuck you.
So, and is this us? This is our way of fighting in the spiritual war, is just by ascending ourselves and helping others to ascend.
Yeah, because that's truly how you fight. That's the only way to really fight, because they don't spiritually ascend. They're stuck in their pattern. And they don't want to, they don't care for it. But if we do, then we're able to have power or take our power back.
Yeah, because I was wondering about that, about the whole, we got to fight back. But then it feels like
that's
fighting
the thing.
back
That's
violently feeds their vacuum. And that's what they want us to do, right?
That's exactly right. Because we do have to fight back, but we went about it the wrong way. And we in this life. And so, because we're just doing it out of habit. Okay, so we know that to fight back, you have to fight through politics, right? Well, but that's just how you get caught up in the loop. And so it took us a minute to learn that you have to fight back spiritually, because that's where the problem is the spiritual side. So fight back, strengthen that, And then that's how you truly fight back, because
Right.
all that other shit's already strong, it's the spiritual is also the feminine energy too, because that side is the masculine energy, and there's nothing wrong with it either. Like it's not like, yes, there it can be toxic, but so can femininity, you know what I mean? There's a dark to everything, but having too much masculinity isn't a problem. We just need to build the feminine up to match.
Right.
So we have a larger amount of it.
Yeah.
It is more, when the energy is already there, you don't take it away, you just bring it up to match. Yeah, that's just the nature of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how we truly fight back, is to just bring it, and we will, because it's just how it is. People need to
Right.
understand, just unplug from all that bullshit and just build yourself up spiritually. That's truly how you do it.
Okay, sounds like we're on the right track with that.
Hell yeah, that whole thing, that was really cool. I can't wait to listen back to all that. I don't even know what I just said, but it was really fun going through the karma of each of them one by one. Like, that vision was so fucking cool.
How about me? How do I fit into this karmic ladder or storyline? We know that I was involved with some of the energy and stuff from Maldek.
It's because you, I feel like it's similar, because you wanted to experience it also from a standpoint. You wanted to experience, I see you in Maldek as a scientist, and that continues in Atlantis, because you thought, because I feel like, I feel like we thought we were on the right side, and we were, in a sense, because we were just defending our home. But I see you taking that energy to Atlantis, that maybe I don't see you. Sorry, my brain, I just lost my words, but the vision is still there. I see you in Atlantis working with crystals as well, but not for weaponry. I see you using it to power and fuel for like space exploration, for ships, and like to fly stuff. Like, I see that's where you start channeling. Because in that other life, when the planet destroyed, like, you carried a lot of guilt, thinking that, like, because a lot of souls did, like, maybe I played into the destruction of this planet with this weaponry that I created. And so that's your guilt from that. But I see with Atlantis, you're more focused on actually just going places to explore. Like, you want into like the teleportation technology, and like the portal technology, and like the ships and all that shit. Like, that's what because if it has to do with fighting, you're really not interested in that. And then in this incarnation, I see, like, you wanted to go into what was going on with the people, so that when you do get out of it, you know how to get through to them, because you wanted to experience the mind control for yourself, to understand it, like I did too, and like with it being in the Matrix, you're under that mind control. But then when you awaken to that, and then you can slowly break free of it. But some people, they kind of break free of it, and then they get trapped in it, and then they break free a little bit, but they still get trapped in the mind control. But like, that's how you wanted to experience it. So now when you're out of it, like, you know how to get through to people. Because otherwise, if you just came in as this devout spiritual person, I don't think you would have been able to connect with people on that level. Like, you and I both did this for a reason, so that we can, so that it's relatable for people. Like, I find it funny that I chose one side and you chose the other side, but I see us standing back to back, and we're like picking up people from our sides of the fence, kind of thing. But I feel like I just aligned with that. And it's kind of funny how you aligned with the other side, but you and I did that for a reason, even just for our experience with our karma, but also coming together, doing what we do. It's you and I, we aligned a lot of things as opposites for a reason, because you and we wanted to be more well-rounded beacons of light for people,
Right.
Because we're
We
stronger
could reach more
together.
people.
Yeah, you and I are stronger together because of that. Yeah.
How does Lemuria fit in with all of this? Is Lemuria related to the destruction of Atlantis, or was there wars, or what actually happened with that?
I'm not familiar with Lemuria. I'm being told, no, you weren't there, but they'll tell me
That you weren't there?
Yeah, I don't feel like I was. Like, nothing's coming strongly with it. I feel like there was a power grab and greed. Like, a lot of these civilizations that are destroyed, they're destroyed from the same force, you know?
Mhm. Right,
And
that's what I was wondering, if it was the reptilians as well.
yeah, it's always because that's what I feel like. It's just the same force. And I feel like there's karma that's linked for some souls with certain lives of these places, and others, it's like the loops and the links are different for everybody. But I feel like it's just another civilization that was destroyed, and people who were in that, yeah, they're the ones who have karmic links with it and for their own reasons, you know. But it's hard. I can't really see much into that one because I wasn't really there.
Are you able to see in my incarnation when the final battle that we were aware of, where we left in our fighter pods to escape to try to go to Telos or Mount Shasta? Can you see what happened to me?
I feel like your fear of flying has a lot more to do with that life, because I feel like the life that you were a pilot came after that, because that's why
That's maybe why I was afraid once I got up in the sky.
yeah, because I feel like something hit your wing and you went down in Lemuria, like that Lemuria life.
Hmm.
I feel like you crashed.
Are you able to see what the species was that was attacking us when we were fighting?
Let me look. That's interesting. I don't feel like it was reptilians attacking you guys. I feel like they look like insectoids. They're skinnier. They're skinnier. If they are reptiles, they're skinnier, because they're not the clunky, chunky ones that I showed you a picture of. They're not those ones. The Draco ones. No, I don't see them. I see skinnier, yeah, like the mantisy guys. That's what I'm seeing.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's just what I feel. I don't feel like it's the other guys.
Hmm.
Which they're all a part of the Orion complex. So that makes sense or not the Orion. Is that the Orion complex? It's like the insectoids, the reptilians.
Yeah, I know that
And
there
the
are some
tall-
bad
and the tall
insectoids.
grays. Yeah, that are all in this, because they're good. The small grays are the good guys, and the tall grays work with the bad guys. In fact, I've heard that lady that was channeling Ra, she was like, going down that rabbit hole is nuts. And so I was like, she was like, I don't recommend it. I'm like, oh, you just dared me to do it. I was like, so I think we should go down the Orion group rabbit hole.
I'm down.
Yeah, see because I feel like there's something, yeah, that has attached to Lemuria with that, because that's what I'm feeling. So who knows? Yeah, like that would be interesting to see what comes of that. Why? What do you feel? Does that resonate with you?
Yeah. So I didn't think it was reptilians, although it kind of, the way that she was describing them sounded like it was something else, and that they were they were in ships, so they weren't like in person, but she said that they
Yeah,
were
I feel
like,
like they're flying. Yeah, they're flying
yeah,
in a plane kind of thing. Yeah, or a ship. Yeah, I don't know why I said plane, but yeah,
like
but they're
individual, like small pods as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're not. I feel like there's a bigger ship maybe farther away, but I feel like they're like dogfighting and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're skinny. They're not thick like the Dracos. They're
Right. Yeah, it'd be interesting to go in sometime from my perspective into the Lemuria life and see what comes out.
I would love that. Yeah, that would be cool. I would want to. Yeah, we should go into Atlantis too. That would be really
I know.
freaking cool. And we still need to go into your Malbec one.
I know. I was just thinking that too.
Yeah.
The money karma. So let's start with you. What is your karma with money, and why are you struggling with it?
I keep seeing myself like in different time periods. Like I've lived in a lot of lives where it's just, I've always had what I've needed, and I've always been able to go get what I want. And so, but it's not mine. It's not my gold I'm spending, you know? And I feel like this life I need to come, and it's like finding something that's mine, even if it's something small, like I have to find work that's mine. And like I need to change my relationship with money, like because I spend it like I have all this fucking money all the time, but which is the right attitude to have, because then you're always manifesting it. But it's also knowing your limits and not knowing when it's, emotional spending or spending with a purpose or because it's needed. It's like just because a lot of it is attached to emotions, like feeling of lack, like something deeper that's going on. I feel like yes, there's lives that this is linked to that they said we could take through the portal. Because I'm being shown into there, because you and I have an emotional attachment to money. It's like we can be responsible with it, but also there's times when we're not. There's an emotional tie with it, but I also feel like I just don't understand it. It's not, I don't know. It's like I also don't respect the energy of it. I don't like it. And so I don't respect the energy of it. And so I kind of do flippantly fling it around, you know? That's part of it. I have lives where it was comfortable, but that's not why I do this. I'm seeing that that's the lives where because of what money does to people. So it's like, sorry, I'm seeing all these things all at once and it's really annoying because I'm seeing lives coming in jumbled up because it's like the living these lives of what greed does to civilizations, what it does to people individually. Like I've seen things throughout life of what it does to people, even down to like your Aztec life. Like you guys were living, minding your own fucking business and they just wanted a resort to go vacation to. So they just thought that they could just take it. It's like stuff like that, you know? And that's where your anger with money comes in. I feel like, that's a main factor is what fuels your hatred of money, like why you hate the concept of it because of what it did to your everything.
We also wanted to let you guys know that if you have any questions about what we talk about, if there's anything that you want to know about the universe, email us at thedeependpodcast2024@gmail.com.
Yeah, totally. We'll do our best to answer your questions and it'll be fun. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in, listening to our podcast, and following us into the depths of the subconscious and the unknown.
Into the depths of your soul.
Come find me and book a reading on www.mutablemystic.com. Find me on Facebook at Mutable Mystic. You can find me on Instagram at mutable_mystic. Also, if you'd like to check out any of my music, you can find me on SoundCloud /stay, STE_music.
And you can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook under Quantum Healing with Steph Green, and book your own past life regression session, or you can send me a message on Facebook and we could talk about what you have in mind. And don't forget to like, follow, and share the Deep End Podcast on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Thanks for tuning in today.
Till we can bend your mind next time. Always remember to ground your feet in the dirt and enjoy life with those gratitude glasses on. Catch us on
The Deep End.
The deep end.
Welcome to the deep end.
The Deep End. The Deep End, bro.
Yeah, bruh, deep end.
It's deep, man.
Deep End. The Deep End.